What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I want to show you some new plugins from a new company called Black Salt Audio. So, Black Salt Audio sent me their new plugins, and after using them for a little while, I definitely feel they're worth sharing with y'all. So, one of them is called Escalator. This is a one knob saturation plugin, and then they also have Low Control, which is a plugin that helps you get a more defined low end as well as enhanced. So I've got a instance of low control on the bass, and I've got a couple instances of escalator in this track, and I'm going to play it for you with it on, and then switch to another scene that has them bypassed, so you can hear the immediate difference of what they're doing. But first, we're going to go over the controls. So simple to use, one knob, two controls on this plugin. I'm going to go from 0, of course, up to 100, and you have your output fader here. So this works in 3 stages. So at this lower value here, we're just adding saturation and it's not messing with any of the transients. As you drive it harder, it's going to start to soft clip and affect those transients. And then the harder you push it past that, you're just going to go into full on distortion. So at first glance, it feels like this plugin is one of the same of a lot of other one knob saturation plugins, but looking closer, this is its own thing with these 3 different stages that you can go through. And we're gonna take a look at how I use this on, let's see, I think this is a piano. Yeah, so this is with escalator on. And then bypassed. Now I'm going to start at 0 and bring it up, and notice as I get up around here where I've got it set for this track, you're going to start to hear just some subtle distortion come in. So very easy to use and very that's it. You've got your one knob controller. You can add the saturation as much as you like, and then your output fader. I would like to see a mix knob on here so I can really drive this harder, but then blend back in some of the dry signal. Let's take a look at low control. So low control, we have 2 separate sections here. On the left, you have the control, and on the right, you have enhance. We'll start on the left side with control. You've got your threshold and you've got gain reduction here, and then low gain, which would be like your makeup gain. Below here, you have compress below. So what you have this set to is going to compress just below that frequency, essentially creating a multi-band compressor. In the middle, you have your output and your output fader. You can solo just the low end. And on the right side, you have the enhance section. Very similar to escalator. We just have a one knob. Turn that up to enhance whatever frequency you have selected here below. So again, at first look, there's a lot of other bass enhancement plugins out there, and this at first glance seems to be similar to those, but looking deeper, this is doing its own thing, especially with its multi-band compression here that you can do. So I'm going to solo the bass here, and we'll bring low control in and out. We'll start with it out. So I really like what I'm getting from control here. What I would like to see on this one, because we're doing some compression here, I would like to see the ability to side chain like a kick drum into here since we're dealing with bass. Okay, so let's listen to how this sounds in the full mix now. Let's bypass that. And we're going to start with escalator and low control out, and then I'll flip, and you'll definitely hear the difference when it comes in. definitely adding more life and excitement to the track there. I want to jump back to Escalator and just show you how else I'm using it on some other tracks here. So we looked at the piano. This is the drums. I've got Escalator on the drums. Let's bypass it. And this is without. And with. All right, and these strings, and I've got this up to 60%, but this is with the strings. This is with the Escalator bypassed. And with it on. All right, so again, a very nice, gritty saturation that we'll get there, being able to drive that into some distortion at the 60%. It's probably, out of all of this, the only track I think I really drove that far. But very pleased with what these do. I'm going to have a link in the description if you want to check these out and learn more about them. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, where we discuss pro audio and beyond. We discuss everything from recording to gear to the music business. So if you're an audio engineer, songwriter, recording artist, music producer, this podcast is for you. We recently started season 2, and we're going to have a lot of listener questions on this season, as well as some really cool guests that's lined up and giveaways as well. So if you've already subscribed and followed the podcast, thank you. If you haven't, it's available on all platforms, and I encourage you to check it out. Also, rate it and review it and let us know what you think.